Body camera footage that led to a former Seaman police officer getting arrested.
Yeah, it turns out the footage is from his own body camera that he actually never shut off.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Junkyard News. Now, in this video news story, I want you to strap in. You better sit down, because this one, depending on your personal preferences in life, could either make you laugh hysterically, turn your stomach, or actually make you puke. So get ready. Now, ex-police officer's own body camera footage used against him in criminal case. That's right. Cop turned felon. A former police officer is out of a job and now a convicted felon. News agencies have learned that a key piece of evidence that fell upon ex-officer James Stokes Sr. was video footage captured by his own body-worn camera. That's right. You see, ex-officer Stokes accidentally forgot to shut off his camera, and what was captured on his body-worn camera caused great alarm to the police chief when he did his annual review of body camera footage captured by his department, and he immediately started an investigation into the matter. Now, you can't make this stuff up, because the city in question is called Seaman. That's right, Seaman. And that's important because the irony in this is just hysterical, all right? The village of Seaman's police chief at the time was conducting an audit of footage from officers' body-worn cameras when he stumbled upon a video that he thought was very inappropriate. Prosecutors were notified, as well as the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. And their investigation led to ex-officer Stokes being convicted of 2 felonies: theft in office and unauthorized use of police database. But don't get the story wrong on what he was charged with, okay? It's more twisted than the charges, as you will soon find out. News agencies obtained a copy of the body camera footage, and it shows Stokes working patrol in Seaman July 14th of 2023. Yeah, a little over a year ago. Now, his body camera is turned on while he assists a driver whose car died. He then goes back to his cruiser and never turns off his camera. All right, he forgot to shut it off after he was finished with assisting. You know, oh, what a great officer, assisting the community. Great guy. Right? All of a sudden in the video, he gets a phone call, and Stokes can be heard saying, "I'm on patrol," while talking to somebody on the phone.
James Stokes Sr. heard talking on the phone.
You're the one playing that don't never show up, mother freaker.
In between sending texts. He's on duty at the time.
I'm on patrol. Where am I supposed to be?
Working the road for the Seaman Police Department. His shift seems to take an unusual turn after stopping to talk to a man he knows and who he allowed to drive his personal truck.
The video then shows Stokes meeting up with a man who is driving Stokes' personal truck. That man reportedly worked for Stokes, who had a side job of removing junk. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the officer on his body camera can be heard asking this man, "Can I have some loving? Do you got any underwear on?" Stokes can be heard making several inappropriate comments before threatening to turn the man actually in for driving without a license if he doesn't give him some needed loving. Stokes can be heard saying, "I think I deserve it, don't you?" "I don't deserve it? Okay, I guess I don't deserve it. So I'm going to go file an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle on you." That's right. He let this man use his truck. So somebody he knows. And because he's in the mood and wants some lovin', and the other party doesn't seem to be willing at that moment, he threatens to have him arrested for stealing his truck. It gets better. Stokes can be heard saying on his body cam, "What time are you coming over to my place tonight? And if I don't get some alone time with you tonight, I swear I will file charges on you and I'll have your butt arrested." It even gets better than that. I'm sorry. This is just cracking me up. Now the two men end up meeting at the Seaman's Seaman's police department. Stokes can be heard saying, "It's locked, nobody else is here," and Stokes uses a key to unlock the door to the department. He is then seen entering a passcode to enter into a secured part of the building, and both men walk in. Once inside, Stokes could be heard saying, "Oh my God, strip down!" The entire time, the other man seemed kind of annoyed and reluctant to do anything with Officer Stokes, despite all his advances. All of a sudden, Stokes can be heard saying, "You like that picture I sent you yesterday?" The man answers, "What picture?" "You in jail." Now, Stokes eventually removed his body camera, but not knowing it was recording, it still captures audio and some video. And during the investigation, Stokes was asked, "Were you romantically involved with this guy?" And Stokes replies, "Yeah, it led to that." "Did you have an explicit relationship with him on that day?" the investigator asked. Stokes replies, "Yeah." "In the police department? Or you don't want to talk about specifics?" the investigator asks. Stokes answers, "Right. Yeah, right." Now, the man seen in the video, but blurred out by the department in the records request, told the investigators he kept trying to push Stokes off him, and the relationship wasn't explicit like that. It didn't go too far. The investigation claims the man said, "This cop is obsessed with me." But he did tell investigators he did not feel victimized and did not want to pursue any types of charges along that line. Investigators said Stokes used a police database to run the man's name on 3 different occasions and left the village while on duty to meet up with this man at a pawn shop, which was about 15 to 20 minutes out of his jurisdiction. So apparently he pawned possibly some department property to get some money. Stokes was originally indicted on 3 counts of unauthorized use of police database, theft in office, and dereliction of duty. He did plead to 1 count of unauthorized use of the police system and 1 count of theft in office. He was sentenced to 180 days in the county jail, 3 years of probation, and 250 hours of community service, and he did have to pay a fine of $2,000. But the video is classic, and I'm going to play it right now for you. Oh my God, I swear you just can't make this stuff up sometimes. This isn't fake. This really happened, okay? This isn't a movie. This actually happened. OMG. Thank you again for watching this episode of the Junkyard News. Be careful, people. Be careful of those cops out there you come in contact with. You never know, man. You just never know. And one of these days, we could be playing a video and a news story about you and an officer you come in contact with in the future. I hope you got a kick out of this one. Until next time, thanks again.
James Stokes Sr. heard talking on the phone.
You're the one playing that don't never show up, mother freaker.
In between sending texts. He's on duty at the time.
I'm on patrol. Where am I supposed to be?
Working the road for the Seaman Police Department. His shift seems to take an unusual turn after stopping to talk to a man he knows and who he allowed to drive his personal truck.
I have some oil. I got any underwear on.
Stokes is heard making sexual comments to the man.
You can give me 5 minutes. Let me play with you 5 minutes.
Stokes asks the man to meet him at the police department.
I think I deserve it, Rolla. I don't deserve it. Okay, I guess I don't deserve it, so I'm gonna go file unauthorized use of motor vehicle on you.
And also threatens to turn the man in for driving without a license, a comment that's made a second time.
What time you come into my place for alone time? And if I don't get alone time tonight, I swear to God, I will file a charge on you and I'll have your butt arrested.
The two eventually end up at the police department. Once inside, Stokes makes more sexual comments.
Oh my God. Strip down.
The man seems reluctant to engage in Stokes' advances.
We'll get together or not.
It's not clear what happened after the body camera was taken off, but still rolling. When questioned by BCI agents, the man told them Stokes was obsessed with him and the relationship wasn't sexual. Stokes answers a little different.
Did you have a sexual relationship with him on that day? Yeah.
And the investigation revealed Stokes used a police database to search the man's personal information, and while on duty, he left the village to meet the man 15 to 20 minutes away at a pawn shop. That led to the theft in office conviction. Stokes is currently serving 180 days in a county jail. He was also sentenced to 3 years probation, community service, and a $2,000 fine.